Kia Soul with David J. Mund. Podcast. Is this guy bald? Or is he a ginger? Podcast in a Kia Soul. Hey, what's going on? Hello. Welcome to the A.D.H.Deep-Dive, the show that's not about ADHD, but is filled with proof it exists. My name is David J. Mund, and I'm on the road. You can hear from the ambient road noises and bumps of a highway, or bumps and shakes and whatever. I'm on the highway is what I'm trying to say. Every once in a while, we do a little podcast from the car because, I don't know, I'm trying to be consistent. And, you know, this is pretty much the only time that I can do it this week, so why the hell not? So what's up? What the fuck is up? What the fuck is up, Jennies? Okay, so what's going on here? Yeah, there are some things that I want to talk about, or that I had scheduled to talk about, but let's talk about what's going on in my life, because I like to get the narcissism out of the way first. Also, apologies for framing issues and lighting issues and audio issues. Again, I'm not in the office. I'm on the road. I'm legitimately on the road. So why? Well, before I tell that story, let's tell another story. And that story is the story of a girl who cried a river and drowned the whole world. And while she looks in... Wow, never mind. I absolutely love her when she smiles. Okay, so November is proving to be pretty busy. Started the month off with a Midwest Skies show. I think I mentioned that to you guys last week. The headliner dropped at the last minute. So, I say the last minute, but just a couple days before the show. And so turnout was severely hampered. Is that the word I'm looking for? Hampered? Tampered? It was tamped down. Turnout was lower than expected. But engagement was great. We sold some merch, got some new followers. It was somebody's birthday, so we had a whole little special connection for them and had the bar turn their attention to them. Yeah, it was a great time. And then over the last, well, right now, as of recording this, it is Thursday. I believe it is November 9th. Yeah, November 9th. Monday and Tuesday, this previous Monday, well, for me, this previous Monday and Tuesday, I guess it would be the previous Monday and Tuesday for you as well. It would be prior to the Monday and Tuesday you are currently experiencing. So, what I'm trying to say is 3 and 4 days ago, I was hired on as what I guess I would consider a production assistant for a photo shoot for a medical supply company, and I kind of lucked into that. Shout out to Molly, aka Faye Floral, F-A-E Floral. She's been on this show before, but also feel free to check her out on the social medias. So my understanding of the situation is that she works at a bar part-time around here. Somebody came into the bar and happened to mention that they were a photographer. And if you've listened to the episode with Molly, you'll know, I think we talked about it at that time. She was running this little event called the Curious Creatives Club. I believe it was every other month. She would organize a little get-together at that bar that she works at, just of creative people who want to connect with other creatives. It serves as an opportunity for new people to the area to kind of connect and get some sort of social circle with other creatives in the area. But also it's just a regularly occurring thing for everybody to get together, share their work, share their progress, shoot the shit, drink some mead, and have a good time. Excuse me. But yeah, Molly was a great organizer of that. And my understanding is this person ended up coming into the bar and mentioned that they were a photographer, and then Molly mentioned that we do this thing called the Curious Creatives Club. They showed up to that, had a great time, and then reached out to Molly and said, hey, I have this shoot coming up. I need a production assistant. Mainly I need somebody to like help compose shots and hold lights. So if that's something you want to do, let me know. Holy shit, this video is blown out. Not a particularly enjoyable video version, but that's fine. When are they ever? Maybe this is just artsy. We'll call it that. But Molly ended up saying that was not really her cup of tea. Not that it wasn't her cup of tea, but it's not really her thing. She's more of a model and designer rather than a visual composer for photography and like knowing a lot about lighting and setups and stuff. It's just not her thing. But she said, but I know somebody who does. And I'm very grateful that somebody she does know ended up being me, because she passed along the information. This guy reached out. I probably can't say a whole lot about it. Not that it's like any secret work. I don't think that there was any like, what's the word I'm looking for? Starts with a C. Classified information, I think, captured. But even if there was, I think talking about it is fine. Whatever, I'll just leave the name of the company out. Overall, it was a medical supply company here in Michigan, with multiple locations throughout the state, and I believe maybe they're even national and multinational. Fuck if I know. It was a really goddamn big company that makes medical supplies like MRI machines and robot arms and gurney beds, and holy cow, this video is so blue, right? I think, maybe. Whatever, I probably shouldn't even worry about it. I'll worry about it later. Fuck it, we'll do it in post. But yeah, so I ended up getting pulled in to help with that. It was like stuff for their end of year or maybe beginning of year 2024 catalog. So a lot of it was like hero poses of some of the employees, like around some of the equipment, and like some of the like nursing facility interacting with some of the like patient display stuff. Fuck if I know how to explain this delicately. All I'm saying is I had a really good time, and yes, certainly part of it was a production assistant thing, no question. I was asked to hold lights. I was asked to, step over here, stand in real quick in front of the camera, hold this sheet up so I can compare colors, go grab this coffee, That is what a production assistant does, and I think there is a reluctance for some people to take that, because, I don't know, for some people it does seem quite beneath them. And to be clear, I'm not talking about, I guess I'm not really talking about Molly in this particular instance. I just mean people who want to get into the industry in this way. Some people just say that, like, I don't know, production assistant is just not really my thing. I don't want to like help people. I want to like shoot and conceptualize and create the actual stuff. But if you look at it as like a foot in the door type of opportunity, it's kind of like the best and only way to really expand your network beyond people you would have just already met through your normal day-to-day. Like, I don't know. First of all, I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. But what I mean to say is it was a cool opportunity, even if I was just moving lights and grabbing coffee and whatever. But I was actually trusted to like help conceptualize some shots, and I was asked like what I thought about how things looked. And I don't know, maybe that sounds small, but in this industry sometimes that is like a big deal. Sometimes you are just a body or a pair of hands or just a stand-in, and don't talk to the director and blah, blah, blah. But actually being asked what my opinion is felt like a big win. So that was cool. I'm very appreciative to Brian Travers, I believe is how you pronounce his last name. Whatever. It was a great time. I'm super appreciative that Brian had me on. Very grateful that Molly passed my information over to him. But hey, let's talk about other things. What else? Wait, well, hang on. Let me... Hold on, stop talking! Let me say a few more things that I'm supposed to be doing this month. I have a wedding that I'm shooting tomorrow, so I guess by the time this episode comes out, the wedding will have already been shot. And then for the next
month or two, I'm going to be working on some content for a card and board game company. Kind of like a Hasbro, Mattel-esque competitor. I think you've probably heard me talk about them in the past. And again, I don't really know exactly how much I can talk about because this shoot hasn't officially happened. But that is what I'll be working on creatively for the next 2 months. And it keeps me away from the side hustle like grocery or food delivery bullshit. And, you know, ain't nothing better than that.
All right, y'all. If you're watching the video version, see that skull? See this? This is not a punk house, it's a punk home banner. All of these things are available at catandcrew.com. That's right. They're the first sponsors. Catandcrew.com. Enter the promo code MONDAY. It's Monday, MUNDAY, to receive 10% off of your final purchase. You can get those koozies, you can get banners, you can get earrings, you can get coasters, you can get skull planters. I think it's really cool that they decided to give A.D.H.Deep-Dive listeners an exclusive deal. Because, you know, it's cool that we're building a little audience here and that you guys get to have some sort of special perks that nobody else gets. So if you aren't familiar with it yet, go to catandcrew.com, enter the promo code MONDAY, MUNDAY at checkout, get 10% off your final order. Okay, back to the show.
Oh, okay, I'm recording. So, as I reflect on some of the stuff that I'm working on creatively, and I try to find some way to allow myself to feel proud, because, you know, this podcast, while it's also a rambling collection of words, and I say, you know, it's a show that's not about ADHD, but is filled with proof it exists, while that is very much true, also, it's kind of, I don't know, some sort of progress journal for my mental health. Maybe I shouldn't have that type of public diary out into the open on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and YouTube and for all the internet to see. But whatever, we're being vulnerable here, people. Let's not doubt ourselves. And in that, I was just kind of stewing in some stuff the other day, and I allowed myself to reflect on the good in it. And, you know, it started with the petty, like, shit that doesn't matter. Like, I look at my Instagram followers, and in just the 2 years that I've lived in Grand Rapids, I've doubled my Instagram following in just 2 years. That's cool, right? You meet more people follow you, even if that's not like a popular, like, look at all my Instagram followers. That does mean I have met so many more people than I was exposed to back when. So that's cool. It was just a nice little reflection. I've shot so much cool shit. I've made a short film. I've done a ton of weddings. I've made some amazing, if not even just once, then, well, how do I want to word this? Even if they're just one-time clients, I've had some of the most amazing, like, crazy experience of clients that I've ever had. I've done a lot more acting. For the most part, my dogs are healthy and happy. I'm paying my bills, even though they're not always on time. Whatever. See what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to I compliment myself, and then I just spike it down into a slew of depression. But anyways, as I allow myself to bask in the excitement of all the things that I'm doing, I'm kind of realizing that, like, that's not something I ever allowed myself to do, ever. And so I kind of
was searching for any way to relate to anyone. And so I put out a prompt on Instagram and Facebook just saying, what is something you know now that you wish you knew then? And is there an example for me? I don't even know. Maybe we'll find that out along the way, but I just wanted to see what you guys had to say on the subject. And pardon me for the way that I'm going to be reading this. I'm not touching my phone. I'm not grabbing it. It's all pulled up. It's on a screen off to the side. Whatever. I know I'm being safe. Don't sweat it. And speaking of, Jeff says, don't sweat the small stuff. And it's almost always the small stuff we worry about. Don't worry about the things that are out of your control, because life is too stressful as it is. And of course, maybe ultimately I knew that was one of the things that are going to show up, or that were going to show up in this list. But I think that's for good reason, because it's goddamn true. Don't sweat the small stuff, first of all. Yeah, dude, like, objectively, the world is going through a lot of shit right now. Like, a lot. Multiple wars, famines, genocides, civil unrest, poverty. It's insane. But, like, is being cut off in traffic and then being angry about that for 3 days worth it? Or is, like, a comment from a stranger in the comment section of an Instagram post or a YouTube video, is that worth sending you into a depressive spiral? And likewise, like, the compliments in the YouTube comments or Instagram comments or whatever. Should we really be putting our full faith and trust and value of ourself in the hands of some random internet stranger? Probably not, right? Why are we sweating the small stuff? And Jeff says it is almost always the small stuff that we sweat. Not worrying about things that are out of your control. Of course, many of these things are going to be easier said than done. And I am certainly no guru, or I don't know, I shouldn't be any authority on this matter here, because I'm almost always sweating the small stuff and worrying about things that are outside of my control. But I'm really good at projecting and flipping it onto other people when I see them worrying about, I don't know, let's put it this way. When I think about, let's just pluck one stress in my life and let's assess that. Financial woes, right? Part of those financial woes come from having overwhelming outstanding credit card debt, a vehicle loan that I'm upside down on, a totally fucked credit score. But I don't know, man. Yes, that matters to a certain degree, because, like, we're paying a poverty tax, right? Like, if you can't pay your bills because you're poor, you get a late fee, which makes your bills more expensive. How are you going to be able to pay that when you're poor, right? The poverty tax is just, it's true, it's real, I'm experiencing it. I'm trying not to bask in the horribleness of it, but it's true. It exists. But when it comes to, like, my credit score, like, should I be thinking about that? Like, should I be worrying about it? Yes, I should be working on improving it and doing everything I can to, pay off my debts and even that shit out and get my life on track financially. But, like, I don't know, man. If it meant, I don't know, if, like, a very dear relative of mine was suddenly cursed
with like stage 4 leukemia, and I found out that $4, no, that's dumb, like $100 could save their life, it wouldn't, certainly, especially not in an American healthcare system, but let's just whatever. $100 would save their life. But my credit card bill is coming up that day and it's $100. Like, it's very clear what the small stuff is in that moment. So should we be expanding our perception of the small stuff? Like, I don't know. I'm rambling. Whatever. Moving on. Okay, what else we got? Okay, now I'm being a bad boy and I'm grabbing my phone because I need to swipe over to the other thing. Okay, on Instagram, Colin says, most people forgot that awkward thing you did or said long before you let go of it. Yeah, so sometimes that's true. I think about times I've like slipped and fallen, or God forbid, I don't know, let's go to the most extreme worst example. I like, let's say you shit your pants, right? That's gonna haunt you forever, David. That one time you shit your pants. But I bet most people forgot about it. But on the flip side of that, let's be real. Your truest of friends never let that shit go. And as much as you would like to bury it and pretend as though it never happened, or that memory was just burned into flames or went up in flames in people's minds, sometimes you'll just be sitting around having a nice, I don't know, a nice sip of your morning coffee, looking out the window, you hear the birds chirping, you're petting your dog, you're just reflecting on how good life is and how much you've grown up. And then out of the blue, somebody texts you that really embarrassing picture of you. And then all the memories come rushing back of how horrible that night was. And then when you found out that picture was taken of you, you freaked the fuck out because nobody was supposed to know that you got that drunk and embarrassed yourself in public like that. Just some random example. You know what I'm saying? Most people, sure, yeah, most people forgot. But your truest friends, they did not. John says, in a very similar vein to what I just said, pausing to look at how far you've come rather than always looking toward the future. That's a big one. I think the difference between what he said and what I said is, you know, I'm talking about pausing to look at how far you've come rather than looking at all the bullshit of the past. But John is saying, like, we set up these expectations about what we're supposed to do in a year or 5 years or 10 years or tomorrow or later this afternoon or whatever. So we're always looking towards that next thing we have to do because we're stressed as hell that if we don't get this next thing done, then we're not going to have another thing to be able to get done. And then all our life will come crashing down and blah, blah, blah. But like, hold on, breathe, hold on. Look at what you've already done. Look at what you have done over the last year. I would like you, personally, listener, just think of 3 amazing things you did this year. Like 3 of the best. Think of the 3 best things you did this year. It might be hard to do, but you're gonna do it. You're gonna think of the 3 best things, right? Now just think of 3 other decent things that happened. Like, things that weren't like life-changing, but 3 things that happened that were like, wow, this is really cool. I've never done anything like this or whatever. It was just fun. And then just sort through and think of a day that wasn't all that bad. Like, there are many good times, many good things, many good days, many good years. But because we are constantly thinking about that next thing we have to do, or that next goal we have to accomplish, or that next paycheck we have to earn, or whatever, we don't allow ourselves to just sit in the appreciation, or sit and appreciate all the shit we've put ourselves to get to where we're even at to begin with right now. Dare I say it, listener, or David, you are enough. Right now. You have done enough. You should be proud of yourself. You are capable, you are competent, you can and will do more things that will exceed yours and others' expectations. But right now, if everything went away today, yeah, that might suck for a minute, on a bit, but you are okay. You are loved. Don't make me get all affirmation-y on you. You are loved. You are important. You are kind to other people. And so you deserve to be happy and reflect in the fact that you have done enough. So just keep going and do more. And that's okay to think about the things that you want to do. But every once in a while, just pause. Think about how cool it is that you've gotten to do the things that you've already done and are somehow still alive to do more. Okay, well, some of you commented and were very hostile. Not about me or not to me, just about I don't know, some examples are like, fuck all the haters. Or I wish I wasn't wasting my time on ignorant people. Which is true. Don't waste your time on ignorant people and fuck the haters. But I feel like you guys get that. And you know what? This is a short podcast. I got a lot to do. Tomorrow I'm shooting a 14-hour wedding that's 2 hours away, and I'm not staying in a hotel. So that's going to be an 18-hour day driving there, experiencing my day, the 14-hour work day, and then driving 2 hours back. And then immediately we'll start working on that board and card game content. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for commenting. Check out some of the previous episodes. What do we got next, though? However, looking forward to the end of the month. I believe November 27th, we have a show at the Crowfoot in Pontiac with Action Adventure. A big pop punk act that's having a little moment right now. Let's check them out. Check us out. Excuse me. Wow, I even got a little sound out there. I'm so sorry. I didn't even mask that. So yeah, November 27th, I believe it's a Monday night in Pontiac at the Crowfoot with Action Adventure, Midwest guys. Then December 2nd at BMO's in, I think, Bay City. We're going to be playing with Bring Your Best and Searching for Closure. And then December 9th at Turnstiles in Grand Rapids with the homies Live for Tomorrow, Years Later, and I believe the name is Lame Ass Dads from Toledo, Ohio. It's going to be an ugly Christmas sweater night. So check all that stuff out online. Check out our new single, Setback. We've got more music coming soon, perhaps even a couple of music videos, and a song that is very, very special to me personally. So, check out Midwest Skies on Spotify and YouTube. Check out our short film, Penelope, if you haven't seen that already. Be sure to check out Cat and Crew, KATANDCREW.com. Enter the promo code Monday, that's MUNDAY, Monday, to get 10% off your first purchase. Thank you so much. I love you. I got shit to do. So I'm gonna go do that. And don't forget, not only are you enough, but also, I was actually debating there between sliding in a silly insult or just being nice. So what I'm going to say is, you are beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. It's true. When I saw your face in a crowded place, I don't know what to do because I'll never be with you. I love you. Also, your breath stinks. Got you. Bye.